And welcome to Trojan Football 1999, a final season of the century. We're about to unwind here as the Trojans take the field over here in Lebanon against the Lebanon Catholic Beavers here on quite a beautiful evening for football. Very nice conditions here on the field as we get set to play the opening ball game of the 99 season. The Trojans have won the toss and they will defer until the second half of play. So we'll be going after those Beavers on our defense to begin the ball game tonight. Trojans would like nothing better than to get off to a good start here in the 99 season. We have a young team returning just 2 starters from last year, but a lot of talent on this ball club, and I think as the season goes on, this team is bound to just get better and better. So let's hope we can start it off on a good foot here tonight against these Beavers. A couple of years ago, I remember the Beavers had that boy, Tommy Long, and man, I'll tell you, he just ate us up over here at Cedar Crest High School. We played that day. The Lebanon Catholic guys do not have a football field of their own, so they play here at the Lebanon City School field. It's the alumni field, they call it. And so that's where we are, and we're going to get it on the way. It's twilight right at the beginning of the ball game, so the light's not really too effective, but we're set to go. Jason Henninger will be kicking off here for UD, so we'll see what kind of a kick Jason gets off here as we begin the 99 football season, and we are underway. Short kick, going to be taken at the 26-yard line over there by one of these Beavers, and that's young fella plowing his way ahead here now and got some good yardage all the way out to the 40-yard line before he is brought down in there by number 59 for UD. And that was at number 29. Stop made by number 59, Kyle Grafe. Well, I didn't really see. And Grafe making a stop out there for UD, Kyle Grafe. So it's 1st and 10. The ball just inside the 40-yard line, or outside the 40-yard line of Lebanon Catholic. Joe Coyle is the quarterback for the Beavers. He'll hand this one off, and coming up the inside is one of 2 brothers. That's that Bill Eckenroth. They got Bill and Phil. Phil is number 99, and Bill is number 34, and they are brothers. And they will both be instrumental in tonight's ball game as they'll get a lot of running time. Number 9, Siciliano, checking into the ball game for the Beavers on this 2nd down and a long 8. Handoff is to, I'm not sure, big pile up out here. Their numbers are a little hard to see in the black and white. This was Phil Eckenroth that time. That's at number 99. He'll be jumping up there a minute. 3rd down and 5. Robbie Bueller in there on the bottom of the pile for UDA. He'll bring up a number 70, Robert Bueller. 3rd down and a long 4. 3rd and just about 5. Coyle setting him up at the 45-yard line. Coyle looks like he wants to throw in this 3rd down. Fires one out here. Is incomplete. Intended over here for number 32, Portis, but that won't go. And so it'll be 4th down and 5. Dave Schell covering on the play for UDA. And so the Trojans will get the ball back now as the Beavers will be forced to punt for the first time. Beautiful sunset. I don't know if it'll show up, but that is one heck of a red, beautiful sunset here. If it shows up on the video, it's a freebie. Give you that for nothing. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with this punt. Now the first one. Oh, a high snap. Matter of fact, the ball goes way over the head of the punter. He chases it down to the 15-yard line, and he's going to be in some trouble. Gets it to the 20, and then he's going to be tackled, and the ball will go over to UD as Lucas comes up there and makes the stop on him, number 2 for UDA. But that's going to put the defense of the Beavers in serious trouble now if the Trojans can get it going here now, as the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 on the Beaver 24-yard line. So Trojans have their the way they want it right now. It'll be Savage in the backfield. He'll be running behind number 6, Nick Huffman. Split on the near side here are both Laudenschlager and quarterback still hasn't. Faust is going to be tackled in the backfield. Number 36 coming in there like a streak, unimpeded, and he makes a stop. That's that Zach Simone coming in making the stop. So that'll back it all the way back to the, it's like the 33-yard line or 33.5-yard line, something like that. 2nd and 20 now. So that was not a great start here for UD. We'll see what happens on this one now. Brian Faust rolls back, hands this one off. This is going to be Savage trying to pick his way around the right side. He's got some running room over there and finally bumped out of bounds after picking up about 8 or 9 yards on the play. We'll bring up 3rd down and about, well, looks like he gained 4, it'll be, or 6. It'll be 3rd down and 14. A 3rd down. Trojans will spread them out here a little bit now as we see what we can do on a 3rd down. Pitch back over here for Savage. Jim trying to turn the left side. Get some guys in pursuit over here now, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds over here as number 36 and number 32, Lou Portis, and that Zach Simone coming up to make the stop for Lebanon Catholic. So the Trojans do absolutely nothing on their first attempt, and it'll be a punting situation for UD, and I think Nick Huffman's going to be punting. He looks like, no, it won't be Nick. It'll be, well, we'll see. I can't really tell from here, but we'll find out. Here's the snap, pretty good snap, and the kick blocked. Blocked in there, and let's see, picked up on the run by number 64, and unless somebody could catch him, he could go all the way on this black punt, and he will go all the way touchdown. Well, not a very good way to start this ball season, as the block punt results in a Beaver touchdown. Kid picked the ball up at about the 40-yard line and went 60 yards with it. Of course, the traffic was mostly traveling the other way. Number 82 in there for UD had a shot at him for a little bit, but Leo Barrows just outran everybody and took it all the way down, or 64 rather. Justin Stanberg with the 6 for the Lebanon Catholic boys. Here's the extra point attempt. It is good, I believe. Let's see. Or was it? Yeah, it was. They finally signaled that it was good. So it's a 7-0 ball game with 9:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Trojans will now get the football. Kevin Motter and Jimmy Savage are back to receive this kick for UD. Jimmy is on the far side of the field. Kevin on the near side. And let's hope we can get this ball and get a good run back. Here's the Beavers' first kick of the evening. And it's straight over there towards Jim Savage. And Jim will field it. No, he won't. Ball goes bouncing out of bounds, so the Trojans are not having very much luck here in the early going of this ball game at all, as the ball bounced off Savage's chest and went out of bounds at the 16-yard line, or maybe 17. We'll see where they spot it. But at any rate, Trojans are getting going here a little bit slowly. They're going to put the ball at the 17-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for UDA on their own. Well, about 16.5. We'll call it the 16. Okay? About their own 16-yard line. Time momentarily called here now for an equipment repair in the Beaver backfield. Okay, now we're ready to go as Brian looks them over. He's looking to throw this time. Dumps one out this way. It is complete. Over here for Laudenschlager. Laudenschlager with a good block out there and a flag call. Wasn't a good block. They're going to call Dave Schell, I think it is. No, it's going to be number 18 out there with that block, but it was a clip, and Bo Hassinger was flagged for it. So nice gain, but it's going to be nullified as Bo gave that guy a shot. Looked from here like it was a pretty good one, but of course it was running, and I guess the replay will show that it was a clip. At any rate, The gain on the play was out to the 28-yard line, just about, or about the 25-yard line. So the Beavers will elect to take this one back, and personal foul clip is the call. That's going to set the ball back to the 5, 10, let's see, back to about the 12. And it will be 1st and 15. The Trojans in the early going here. What can go wrong has. And now I think we're set to go. 1st and 15. 8:54 left here in the first quarter. Beavers up 7-0. Passing again. Faust rolling, looking. Dumps one off over there for Savage. Can Jim get a couple blocks? Yeah, he did. And around the side he goes with it. Jim all the way up through and still on his feet, still dragging it ahead. And then finally it's going to come down out here at about the first down marker. So about 15 yards gain that time by Jim, or darn nearly. Let's see where they stop. It is a first down, yep. About 16 yards picked up on that play. A nice run by Jim Savage, who would not go down that time. And Jim with a good effort brings the ball out to the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, UD. Savage and Huffman in the backfield. Tight end on the near side of the field here is Shell. Brian Faust, the QB, looking him over. Faust hands it off. Up the middle comes Savage with a good hold. Jim tries to break it to the outside, and I'm not sure whether that was a good move or not, as it looked from here like Jim might have had more yardage up the middle, but it doesn't look that way when you're down on the ground. I know that. So Jim gets about a yard or so for that effort, but boy, it looked pretty much open for a second there, but then it closed up really quickly. So it'll be 2nd and 9, picked up by a long one. 2nd down and 9 from the 31-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Whoop. Nope, no flag. And Savage again with it, cuts it upfield. Jim with some good running room. Look out. Jim's got one man back here to beat. He gets a good block, and Savage is going to go all the way if he can stay in bounds, and I think he did. No, another flag down here, and I think they're going to flag that for another clip. I think they're going to give that block we saw downfield here as a clip. So that's going to nullify another fine run by the Trojans, and another clipping penalty, I think, is going to be the call. It is. So that's going to bring this one back, perhaps from the point of the foul. If it does, it'll still be a great gain for Jim, but it could have been 6. So we'll see. And after the penalty is out to the 49-yard line, so another fine run there by Jim, but another costly mistake by the Trojans on the clip. But anyway, let's see if we can get something going here again now. We'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Beavers. Here's Faust looking to throw. Fires one over this way. It is complete. This time to Shell. Shell down at the 35-yard line. He's thrown out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A nice pass and a great gain that time by that senior Dave Shell. Nice going, Dave. Lycan's very own Dave Shell that time. And a nice first down again, and no penalties on that play. So it'll be Faust returning into the game here, along with Lucas, Savage, and Kinch coming into the ball game for UDA. Lucas will be at the flanker position, along with 18. I can't get his name yet, but I'll find it again. Here's Savage. There's a reverse, and this is probably going nowhere, as Lucas this time is going to be nailed out here. That play took too long in the backfield, fellas. Too much time in there, as the handoff was a little erratic, and Jared kind of find himself back there with the ball, and about 2 or 3 Beavers converging on him as Lou Cordes came up in there along with Joe Berna and took care of him. So there's a loss of 6 on the play. 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 or 8 or 18, I guess. Yeah, probably a loss of 8. I guess that sounds good. Well, let's see what we do on a 2nd and 18. Faust wants to throw, dumps one over there. Oh, he almost intercepted, but Savage has got it. Jim down to the 30. Jim, still on his feet and down inside the 25. Where are they going to mark him down? He didn't. Well, I guess he did go down back here. We'll see where they spot it. Yeah, they're going to bring it back a little bit. What a nice run again by Jim Savage. But boy, you saw that Faust pass that time just over the outstretched arms of one of the Beavers, who, if they could have tipped that one, it would have been 6 for the wrong squad. Wow, close. 3rd and 4. Big play coming up for UD. Kinch will check out. Laudenschläger checking out of the ball game. So let's see what happens here on a 3rd down and 4. This is going to be Nick Huffman. Nick reverses the hand that time, and does he get the first down? He does so. Way to go. Nick picked up about 6 on the play, picks up the first down inside the 20-yard line to the 19-yard line of Lebanon Catholic. Placed the ball at the 20, actually. They moved it back a yard. So from the 20-yard line, go the Trojans now on a 1st and 10. Trojans need to get in there this time. They trail 7-0. They've had some advantages after some disappointing penalties, but up the middle with it goes number 9, streaking ahead there for about 7. That's Steve Minnick, as their official goes down out there, and he gets help back up. Steve Minnick into the ball game now, and nice run that time by Steven. He picked up 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and a long 3. Minnick in the backfield now as the running back, replacing Savage in there for UD. He's lined up behind that Nick Huffman. Faust wants to throw. Man open. Down the field he goes, but it's going to be overthrown. Intended down there for Bo Hassinger, and that one was out of Bo's reach. In fact, out of the playing area. So it'll bring up a 2nd down, or 3rd down rather, and a long 3 or maybe 4. Savage, Laudenschläger check back into the ball game for UD on this 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 19-yard line. Savage up the middle with it. Jim's got 4 and more as he dives all the way inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Nice run that time by Jim again. It's 1st and goal for UDA. Good run behind some good blocking in there by the UDA line that time. Nice job done in there by that UD offensive line. All right, here we go on a 1st and goal from inside the 5. Savage to the 4, maybe. Not much on that. They stacked that one up pretty quickly, and there is that number 99, Eckenroth, making the stop in there for the Beavers. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 5, actually. Didn't get anything on that one. 2nd and goal from the 5. UDA called timeout. Okay, here we go on a 2nd and goal now from the 5-yard line. Drew Hunter is the center in there in the ball club. This is going to be a reverse, and he faked me out, and a pass, complete touchdown. Bo Hassinger, and I'm sorry, folks, and there's another flag on the play. I'm not sure who threw the flag or what it's for, but there is a flag down here. So hang on. Could it be an illegal receiver? Nope, no flag. Okay, thank goodness. Oh, the crowd over here a little disappointed, but they had a couple of breaks already. So they pick it up, and the score now. The Beaver 6, UDA, or the Beaver 7, UDA 6, with an extra point try coming up. Trojans would look like they're going to kick this one as Henninger gets ready to kick this one out of the hands of Faust, is it? Here's Henninger's kick. It is good, the way it looks from here. No good. Nope, off to the right. Nope, sorry about that. No good, off to the right. But the Trojans are on the scoreboard as they have their first points of the 99 season, and they trail now by 1. 7-6, 2:41 remaining here in the first quarter. So now Justin Hassinger teeing it up here now, or Henninger. And we'll be set for the second kick of the ball game. Let's see if Justin can get a little better whack at this one. Here's this kick, and he runs up and belts this one now down to about the 11-yard line. Ball is fumbled, picked up in there by number 34, Eckenroth, and Eckenroth up the middle. And boy, that kid can streak. You got to watch him as he brings it back. Henninger with the stop in there, along with Chris Smith, perhaps, and 31 Smith. Josh Smith might have been Joel Miller. Joel Miller, number 57, in there with the stop, too, the announcer says. And at number 24 is that Bam Bam Bats in there. Kenny the B-Man Bats are in there for the Trojans as they'll set it up here now on the 35-yard line. Maybe closer to the 36, 1st and 10 for the Beavers. Coyle, the quarterback. He's going to pitch it back over this way. This is that Eckenroth. This is Phil, or Bill, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's bumped out of bounds over here. Coming up to make the stop, Nick Huffman for UD. Assisted in there by Smith. And it will be a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2. A lot of yardage on that one. Playing right here in front of us, so mostly. There's a handoff, and up the middle looking to get to. There was that young Beaver. Zach Simone with the carry. But I don't know. He probably made it. If they give him his forward progress to the spot where they are, they're going to have to measure that one. That is short. That is short. They'll bring up a measurement. Yeah, it's short by about half of the football maybe, but it is short according to where they have the chain now and where they have the football. So we'll watch this one closely and see what happens. It's short by about half a football, and I was right. So we'll bring up 3rd down now and about a foot or less. Trojan defense has to dig in. Kinch coming back into the ball game for a little beef. He'll replace Keeney for UD. 68 in there, Challenger. Well, let's see if we can beef up that line and stop them here now on a 3rd and inches. Coyle with the football as the QB. And, well, I kind of almost lost the handle on that one, but nevertheless, it's Eckenroth carrying the ball for the 1st down. Ball now at the UDA 47-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. Lebanon Catholic. A minute to play here in the opening period of this ball game as it moves along pretty quickly. Lebanon Catholic up by 1, 7-6, 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. Coyle drops the football, and UDA's got it as falling on it immediately. And there's that number 24, Kenny the Bammer Bats. Way to go, Ken. It'll be 1st and 10 for UD on the Lebanon Catholic 48. So let's go, UD. Okay, 1st and 10 now from the Lebanon Catholic 48-yard line. Up the middle with it goes Nick Huffman, and Nick dives to the 46-yard line, gain of about nearly 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last play of the quarter coming up here now as the clock counts it down to 12 seconds and so forth. So UD will get this one off perhaps, and then that'll be it. Faust checking him out here as we're down to 5 seconds, and will he get it off? Yep. This time he's going to hide it and run with it, but look out, guy coming down behind him, but he tosses it out here. Oh, intended for Lucas, but boy, oh boy, Brian Faust just able to get that one off as one of the fellas out here was really, from the Beaver, was really putting the pressure on him. That's Zach Simone, and boy, oh boy, stopped the clock at the end of the period. So we have a 7-6 ball game here now as we go into period number 2. Interesting ball game here for the starter. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Second period about to begin now as the Trojans looking at a 2nd down and 8. They're traveling left to right now, or north here at the ballpark. South to north as Faust drops back, gets protection, fires one down this way. There's a man out here. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Josh Smith out here. But a little bit too long. And that'll bring up a 4th down now. So UD presumably will be forced to punt. Henninger back to punt for UD. Let's see if we can get a good one off here. Yep, nice. Whoa, nice snap, but kind of mishandled that time as Henninger dropped the football, and now he's going to be in trouble. Then he tries to lateral it forward and hold everything. He'll be tackled back there, so not a good play as Henninger just simply misplayed the ball. The ball was snapped back right where he wanted it and just didn't quite hang on to it. So the Beavers take over now. Another big break for the Beavers as they'll have the football 1st and 10 on the, they call it incomplete pass. Ooh, tough call as he shuffled that ball ahead right at the last minute. So they get the ball on the 46-yard line to the Beavers of Lebanon Catholic, and it'll be 1st and 10 there. Trojans might have caught a little break there as it looked as though they had Jason, whatever it is, I forget, in their grasp, but they ruled that little shuffle pass at the end was incomplete. So Coyle racing over this way, looking, dumps one over here, complete, but the young fella is going to go down on it. That's that Lou Portis, and Portis picks up 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. At the 48.5-yard line of UDA. Second and 4. Lost football that time, and that time it's going to be recovered as coming in there and trying to get it. Number 57 for UD, but they did recover it, the Beavers did, so it'll be 3rd and 11 now. Miller covering that young fella there who did recover the fumble, but Joel in there trying to get after it, but he just was a little late, and the Beavers have it. Ball now back at the 45-yard line of Lebanon Catholic. 3rd and 11. In motion they go on the right side and hold everything. Flag on the play. False start against the Beavers. Breaks it up now. It makes it a 3rd and 16. So the Beavers kind of having early season mistakes and miscues here also. Back to pass goes the QB. This is a different QB right now in there. And here's a pass out here intended for number 34, Billy Eckenroth. Now 4th down and 16. Harry Andia in here to do the kicking, and he gets a good snap. Punt is high and going to come down here, and let's see. I think they're probably going to, well, it gives it a little Lebanon or UD roll out of it. Bounces up here as number 28 Norman makes the down to the football for Lebanon Catholic, and the Trojans take over from the 36-yard line of UDA. Make it the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for UD, starting on their own 37-yard line. They'll line up again now with Steve Minnick as the running back this time for UD. Faust will hand it to Minnick. Minnick up the middle with it, bounces off a couple of tacklers, tries to spin over on the left side, but is hit after a gain of about 3 or so. Stephen with good effort that time. Gains 3. It'll be 2nd down and, well, picked up almost 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball is out now just about at the 40.5-yard line. You can see it there. So on a 2nd and 6 try now for UD. UD would like to get in there and get 6 on this series. Faust looking to pass. Everybody covered out there the way it seems. Now he's going to fire one down here. It's complete on a nice grab out here by number 2, Lucas, as Jared Lucas with a nice catch coming across the field, helping out his quarterback that time as Jared. I don't know if he was the intended receiver or what, but he came up nicely at just about the time that that Brian Faust was about ready to get captured back there, and Brian zinged one down here, and Lucas able to haul it in. Nice play and a good gain for the Trojans back to the, or down to the 45-yard line of the Beavers now, 1st and 10. And we're going to have flag on UD. It's probably going to be illegal motion. It is. Yeah, I think I saw somebody move. All right, the Trojans will make it a 1st and 15 now as they'll go to work from the 50-yard line. 1st and 15. Faust hands this one off. It's going to be Nick Huffman trying his way up to the 46-yard line, gain of about 4 on that play. Looked like Nick might have been able to get a little more than that, but he was finally captured out there around the 46-yard line. Will bring up a 2nd down and 11. On a 2nd and 11 now, Hassinger and Laudenschlager will flank out on the left side of the field. As quarterback Faust with some protection. Now it's going to break down in there, and he'll have to dive to save his skin out there. As all of a sudden, the Beavers were all over him. At first, it looked like he was going to step up into the pocket pretty nicely that time, but then all of a sudden, the defense broke down, and he was sacked at the 49-yard line. So this series just not going anywhere for UD so far. Bring up a 3rd and 14 now for the Trojans. Okay, on a 3rd down and 14 from the 49-yard line now of Lebanon Central Catholic. Whoa, hold everything. We might have jumped a little quickly that time. We'll see. Okay, now the Trojans really backing up here now. It looks like it's going to be a 3rd down and 19. UD kind of going in reverse. Faust looks like he wants to throw. Fires one down the left side. Man is out here. It is tipped and incomplete. Oh, Bo Hassinger might have had a chance for that. He was the intended receiver. Tipped up in there by number 28 of the Beavers, John Norman. But boy, had Bo been able to get the rebound that time, it would have been a case of off to the races for Bo, but didn't work. So the Trojans will punt it away again now, and again Hassinger will be back to punt. Good snap. Good kick. Nice kick this time. High, taken at the 14, but then roll all the way down here. Oh, wait a minute. Look out, look out, look out. Can't do that. All right, well, another Trojan mistake here, and that'll cost UD 15. Trojans get a personal foul penalty there, and brings the ball up to the 21-yard line now, and the ball is loose in there, I think, and at any rate, number 30 picked it up for the Catholic, and it will be 2nd down, loss of about a yard on the play, 2nd down 11. All right, got 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lebanon Catholic with the ball, 2nd down and 11. Handoff. This time it's going to go to that Eckenroth, and Eckenroth over the left side out there, and he'll drive it all the way out for a 1st down, or darn close to it anyway. That's that Bill Eckenroth, and let's see if they signal a 1st down. They're going to measure it. Nope, just short of the 1st down marker. It'll be 3rd down and about 1. A 3rd and 1. Joe Coyle, the quarterback for the Beavers. 3rd down 1. Motion coming over this way. There's that Eckenroth. Handoff and going up the middle with it, but boy, I don't know. Boy, I don't think he got the 1st down on that one. If he did, it would be a gift from the officials. It is a 1st down, but oh boy, I don't know. I thought Joel Miller had been in there quickly and stopped them here. The same way with Nick Huffman, who was a little bit upset about that placement of that football that time. Wow, it's a 1st down, but the Trojans really jammed him up pretty quickly there. And the officiating here says he made it. So it's at the 32-yard line now, 1st and 10. 4:55 left here in the first half. 1st and 10 Beavers from their own 32. Handoff. Over here comes number 36. He's got some running room as he's going to be converged upon out here by number 22 Laudenschlager and number 8 Mater. Also number 8 there on that play. Gain of 9 on the play. He's 2nd and 1. I believe they may have made a 1st down on this play. Let's see. We'll see. It's so close they want to measure it. Oh no. No, 2nd and 1. All right. Okay, well now we're looking at a 2nd down and about a yard. 4.5 minutes left here in the first half. Coyle this time goes back. He wants to throw. Fires one over the middle. It is incomplete. Coverage out there by any number of guys. Laudenschlager, Lucas, Batts, and 59 on that one. Grave, 59 in there for UD on that last play. 3rd down and 1 now. Coyle looking at a 3rd and 1. Whoops. Might have dropped that one, but picked up in there maybe, or maybe it was a good handoff. I wasn't sure. At any rate, that's at number 36 for Zach Simone, that is, for Lebanon Catholic. He has a first down as he takes the ball down to the 48-yard line of the Beavers. They go on their own 48, looking at a 1st and 10. Coyle keeps it. Up the middle he goes with it. Got some good running room. Tripped up in there by Nick Huffman and then finally falls into the arms of Laudenschlager. But Coyle with the good run, picking up 8 or 9. He's 2nd down and 1. So I think the Beavers send something up the middle here for UD, and Trojan's going to have to tighten it up a little bit on a 2nd and 1 here now. Coyle dropping back. Looks like he wants to throw one. Screens one out on the right side over there and tripped up nicely there by that Dave Shell from Lycans of the Upper Dauphin Trojans. Portis with the ball. Dave with a nice stop. And that was close to the first down. And this one, I think they will have to measure it. It's so close, or are they going to call it a first down? Nope. Going to call it 3rd down. 3rd and less than a foot. 42. 3rd and inches now. Clock down to 2:35 remaining here in the first half here. Oh, they can get him in the backfield. Yes. Shell's got him along with number 22, Laudenschlager, and 28 in there, Heaney. Eckenroth did not get him. Matter of fact, he lost a yard or two, so they ran him out that time very nicely as Shell and Keeney were able to spread him out along with Laudenschlager and made a good defensive play. One of the best defensive plays of the evening for the UDA Trojans. That'll bring up a 4th down and 2. And 2 from the 46-yard line for the Beavers. This will be a big one as they'll go for it with 1:48 left here in the first half. Coyle hands it off. Up the middle with it they go. And did they get enough? I don't know. We'll go by the spot as they stack them up pretty quickly in there. Not much on that one, but did they get enough? I think they did. Yep, enough for the first down. Doggone it, picked up a yard or two on that big 4th down play there. Could have given the Trojans a ball back with 1.5 left, and now, as it turns out, the Beavers have the ball with 1:39 left and a 1st and 10. The clock is running. Beavers clinging to that 1-point margin here, 7-6. Time for a couple of plays here before the half would end. See if the Trojans can contain them here now and take that 1-point deficit into halftime. Up the middle with it here and tackled immediately is Eckenroth. And Bill Eckenroth stopped in there nicely as coming up to get him that time was at 57 in there. And Nick Huffman. Joel Miller. No gain. 2nd and 10. And Lebanon Catholic has called time with 1:09 remaining here in the first half. And they have a 2nd and 10 coming up here and a 1-point lead. Timeout is over and the Beavers set the ball up now on a 2nd down and 10. Coyle wants to throw. Looks over the middle. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 2 out there. Good defensive play by Laudenschlager. And bring up a 3rd and 10 now. Stop the clock with 1:05 remaining in the first half. Whoa, here's our line play all over the place. Now don't do anything dumb out here, Trojans. Atta boy. All right, that'll cost them 5 and bring up a 3rd and 15. Unless the Trojans take the penalty. There was no gain on the play, but no, it's they'll march it back and make it a 3rd and 15. Not run anything off the clock, so we still have 1:05 remaining here in the first half. 3rd and 15, looking at the Beavers of Lebanon Catholic. Coyle will drop back, looking to throw, getting a good rush, and there's a fumble. Come on, pick it up, go, 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 go. Oh, and he dives down here as picked up in there by number 95, I think, Hunter. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, Hunter in there picking up that ball and just hesitated a moment maybe and could have been off to the races, but a good job that time by that Drew Hunter. And the Trojans have the ball now with 55 seconds remaining, and they're on the 31. So see if we can get in here now and take advantage of this break. Okay, here we go on a 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Going to stay back here. I have an idea that Faust might want to throw. Brian goes back. He's looking. Fires one over the left side. It is complete over there down to the 20-yard line. That's Dave Shell making the reception. Timeout quickly called by UDA. We've got 47 seconds left now in the first half. And the Trojans looking at a 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line. All right, get in there. Here in the late going in the first half, and even in the first half here, and for most of the first half, in fact, we are noticing now, and probably have noticed for a while now, that Jimmy Savage is not in the ball game anymore, and nor have I seen him on the sideline. So I don't know what happened to Jim. He was in there earlier, and apparently he was shaken up somehow or another, because I do not see Jim at all, unless that's him over here they're working on. Yeah, that is him, in fact. So that's not good. Whatever Jim's problem is, we certainly hope it's minor and he can get back in to the team here next week or whatever, because he would be sorely missed, that's for sure. At any rate, I didn't see him go off, so I'm not sure how he may have gotten injured or what, but nevertheless, we're looking at a 1st and 10 now. Here's Faust. Faust hands it off here to Steve Minnick, but Steve is hit right as he gets the ball, so that's a loss on the play of about 4 or 5. And we got 41 seconds, remaining here in half. There is a penalty on that play also. Procedure called on UDA is declined, of course, because the loss was about an even 5 yards. So we have a 2nd and 15 now. Ball marched back to the 25-yard line of the Beavers. Clock down to 28 seconds. Faust going back to pass. Dumps one down the middle. And it is caught, I think. Touchdown! Dave Shell with a touchdown. Way to go, Dave. All right, Dave caught it with a couple of Beavers around him there, and Senior Dave with a great catch out there. Way to go, Dave. But there's a penalty. Oh, you got to be kidding. There is a penalty on this play. Gee whiz, the Trojans are shooting themselves in the foot here now, as this will be the 2nd touchdown. Apparently called back. We'll see what the call is, but it's got to be against UD, or they wouldn't even be bothering to bring the ball back. And timeout's going to be called now by Upper Dauphin. Oh, that's got to be mind-boggling to the coaching staff over here now, as they've seen 2 touchdowns nullified, and a great catch that time by Dave Shell goes for naught, as they had a penalty on the play. Procedure penalty against the Trojans brings that one back 5 yards. It makes it a 2nd down and 20 with 21 seconds remaining here in the first half. Faust will throw it again, getting a rush. Fires one down the side over here. It is going to be tipped and incomplete, as number 2 here got a hand on it. Pass is intended for Bo Hassinger out there, but Leo Barros got a hand on that one and stopped the clock with 16 seconds remaining. 3rd down 20. On a 3rd and 20 now. UD was vainly struggling here to get the heck in. Was in once, came back out. Here's Faust again. This time he has some time. Fires one down the side over here. It is going to be nearly picked off, as again Barros gets a hand on it. And again it was intended for Bo Hassinger. So we'll bring up a 4th down now. That Leo Barros is getting up there, as Bryant's pass is just a little bit short. And Barros is able to come back and knock it down. So it'll bring up a 4th down play now, and it'll be the end of the half with this play, because there's 9 seconds remaining. So the Trojans will get this play off, and that's it. So let's see if we can't get in here now, or are we going to try well, let's see. I'm not sure what they're going to be content to do, but we're going to find out here right now. Back to pass he goes. Has protection. Dumps one down the middle. Man is out here. It is going to be tipped and incomplete. And that's going to do it, as the time clock's tossed down to 2 seconds. Well, that'll give the Beavers one chance to make one play. But Lebanon Catholic takes over now. And the ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Lebanon Catholic. 2.4 seconds remaining here in this one, in the first half. Okay, one play for Lebanon Catholic. Let's see what they decide to do with it. Are they content to take that 1-point lead into halftime? Yep, they are. He'll kneel on it, and that'll do it. So, at the end of the first half, we've got a 7-6 ball game here now. A good game if you look at the score. Not very well played by either ball club here tonight so far. But we'll be back with the second half here in just a moment. A little discussion going on out here at the end of the half. And, I don't know what the officials might be discussing, some of the penalties and some of the infractions or whatever, I would assume, but that's all. In the meantime, Coach Ayers trying to get an explanation of what's going on out here also. So, first game for everybody, including the referees, I guess, for the new season. So we'll be back with the second half here in just a moment, trailing by 1. Well, the teams have arrived back on the field, and we're very glad to see Jimmy Savage back there again. Now, whether Jim will get in or what, he seems to be walking okay. I don't know if he got his bell rung or what happened out there. I never did see it, but good to see him back, and whether he'll see action here in the second half is yet to be seen. But nevertheless, Trojans will get the ball now to begin the second half, as they deferred in the first half, so I would assume they will take the ball here in the second half, and maybe we can start to get this red machine or this orange machine going out here. I don't know. It certainly was a slow, kind of a loosely played first half, but with fumbles and interceptions and block kicks and just about everything you could think of. So many penalties that were very destructive for the squad. So let's find out if we can get it together here now in the second half and give these Beavers a run for their money. The Trojans line up as though they're going to get the second half kickoff, and we'll see if that's true or not here in a moment. At any rate, we got a 1-point ball game here, 7-6, the Lebanon Catholic Beavers, and set to go here in just a moment. Lucas, along with Kevin Motter, back to receive the kick here now, as the Lebanon Catholic boys discuss this kick, and we'll be getting ready to go here now. The Trojans, I think, at least in this ball game, the way it's unfolded so far, certainly have an opportunity to really do something here in the second half, where we can avoid the dumb penalties and things like that that just take the sap out of you a little bit. So let's see if we can get it going. Now, both of our deep receivers are standing back on the 10-yard line. Lucas, the near man, Motter on the far side. And here comes that Beaver kick, and it's going to be a nice deep kick, going to drive Lucas back to the 6-yard line, where he will start it up to the 10, 15, the 20, the 25, and heads across the 25 to the 26 or 7-yard line. Jared with a nice run back. Hung onto that football, and so the Trojans will go to work now right there at the 27-yard line of UDA. Curious to see if Savage, and indeed Jim, is coming back into the huddle now, so let's see if he can perform up to par now. And again, as I say, I have no clue as to what might have happened to him in the first half. He was running pretty good, had that one nice run for a touchdown. It was called back with a clipping penalty. But he'll line up there now again behind Huffman. Jim has it, tries the left side. He's got 5, he's got 10, and maybe 11. Nice run that time by Jim Savage. Good for, no, actually only 8. So a nice run that time by Jim. 2nd and 2. On a 2nd and 2 from the 35-yard line now of UDA. Faust barking out the signals here as we go on a 2nd and 2. Handoff is to Huffman up the middle, and I think he's got close to the first down as Nick dove ahead there for a couple of yards. It'll be close. We'll see what the official decides it is. Says it is a first down. So in 2 plays, the Trojans have picked up about 11 yards. Gain of about 3 on that one by Slick Nick. And it'll be 1st and 10 UD. Bo Hassinger, the flanker on the far side of the field. Pitches back here for Savage. Savage cuts it upfield, has some good running room, gets away from one tackler, gets away from nearly another tackler, and then he's down at the 50-yard line. They'll spot him at the 49-yard line, but another fine run by Jim Savage, this time picking up about 11 or so. And Jim is back right now, running very well, and it's another first down for UD. Ball at the 48.5-yard line of Upper Dauphin now on a 1st and 10. Whoa. Faust handing it off. Savage cuts it over the left side. Gets maybe a yard or so, that's all. Down to the 50-yard line. Picking up one that time as they converged on Jim pretty quickly. His blocking kind of let loose out there that time. So Jim was able to pick up about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And down and 9 from the midfield stripe out here. See if we can come up with a big play here on a 2nd and 9. Faust passing, dumps one over the far side out of the reach of Bo Hassinger. Looked like Brian might have thrown that one just a half a count a little bit too quickly, and Hassinger wasn't ready and the ball was overthrown. So it'll stop the clock and bring up a 3rd and 9. 10 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Jared Lucas into the ball game for UD. As Hassinger again flanked out on the far side. Lucas in the slot on that side. Savage and Huffman in the backfield behind Faust. Bryan looking, wants to throw down the left side. Man is out here. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Jared Lucas. The 34, Eckenrode out there defending on the play. But it'll bring up a 4th down now. So the Trojans have stalled here at the 50-yard line. And it'll bring up a 4th down punting situation for UD. Hassinger will go back to punt this one away. He's stepping up to his own 40-yard line when he gets his punt off. Good snap. Kick. Good. Rushed it maybe a little, but he had to. Ball rolls down to the 23-yard line where it'll be down there. And the Beavers will put it in play. LaGrave downing that football for UD on the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Beavers. First chance the Beavers have had here in the second half to handle the ball as Joe Coyle in there at quarterback for Lebanon Catholic. He still has it, but hands it over this side, and here comes that 36, and he is tackled by Laudenschlager on a nice tackle by Sean Laudenschlager. That was that Simone running the ball for Lebanon Catholic, but Laudenschlager that time with a nice, good, clean tackle. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 now. Ball back to the 21-yard line of the Lebanon Catholic boys. The Beavers, as it were. 9:20 left. 3rd quarter. Coyle hands this one off, and it's going to be 36 going around the side over there, and he's going to be met initially by number 59, and then Huffman coming up to make the stop on him. But initial hit out there by 59, Kyle Grafe. I can never remember Kyle. I'll pick him up as the season goes on, but it's early, first game. So Kyle in there making a good stop, and then Nick Huffman coming up and finishing him off. Gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8. The Trojans look like a tougher ball club here in the opening going of the second half. Back to pass goes Coyle. Fires one over to the near side. It's complete over here for 34, and he is tackled short of the first down. Laudenschlager making the stop, but that's at Dale Eckenroth, and I think it looks short of the first down from here. If it is, it'll bring up a 4th down play. A pretty good spot that time by the official. In fact, it's going to be close enough to measure, but from where he is, it looks as though it could be about a half a ball or maybe a ball short. We'll see. Well, here it is. It's going to be a football length at least. And that brings up a 4th down. So the Beavers will most likely punt the ball away as the ball is only on the 32-yard line of the Beavers. They'll make it the 33-yard line. And so we'll see what they do. It is short by about that much. Will the Beavers elect to go for it? Yeah, they might. I don't know. Yeah, looks like they're going to. So this will be a big play for the Trojan defense now if you want to see almost a goal line stand play here. So let's see what happens. They need about 1.5 feet. This would be big for the defense. Handoff up the middle with it, and plenty goes that other Eckenroth, the big fullback. That's that Phil Eckenroth. And Phil Eckenroth carries it all the way out to the 30 or 42-yard line. A nice run by Eckenroth. He's a big guy, very stocky built fella, and pretty heavy the way it looks. And he just barreled his way out to the 42-yard line, maybe close to the 43, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Beavers. So the Trojans had a chance to hold them there, but that's pretty tough on a short yardage play. And he gained about 4. Coyle will hand this one off. Here is Eckenroth again. This is Billy Eckenroth this time, and Eckenroth gets thrown for maybe a loss of a yard, or perhaps got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spot it. Now, if he's spotting it back there, then it's a little loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Dangerous Dave Shell and Robbie Bueller on the stop on the last play there, as we go to a 2nd and 11. Joe Coyle, the QB, handing this one off. Up the middle with it goes Eckenroth. He's tripped up almost immediately in there, and the ball came loose, but I think it was after he was down. Shell again in on the stop for UD. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Okay, on a 3rd and 10 now. Trojan defense really tightened it up, has tightened it up here for the most part. Big 3rd down play coming here now. 3rd down and 10 for the Beavers. We need this one. Coyle wants to throw. Rolls out here to his left. Fires one downfield. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 36, Eckenroth. Davey Shell defending on the play and threw him out of bounds. So that's Simone, rather. 36 is Simone. And the Trojans now will get the ball back for sure, as they're looking at a 4th down and 10 from the 43-yard line. So UD will drop back Savage and Savage and Kevin Motter back to receive the punt, number 3 and number 8 respectively. And so here we go with the punt. Let's see if we can get a high snap here and get a break. Nope, pretty good snap, not much of a rush. And a nice high spiraling punt coming down this way. It's going to drop over here, and let's see. They will allow it to roll dead and be downed at the, 17-yard line of UD. So no return on that punt. A nice high spiraling punt, good coverage by the Beavers. And so the Trojans wisely elected to let it roll dead, and it'll be put in play now by UD at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 Upper Dauphin. The Trojans about 83 yards away from pay dirt as they begin this series on their own 17. Here comes Savage with it. Savage turning the left side. Gets a block and dives all the way down at the 32-yard line. Another nice run by Jim Savage. And boy, is Jim ever getting some fine blocking out there by Nick Huffman, who was leading the way on Jim's runs around those sweeps. And nice gain on the play all the way out to the 33-yard line. About a 15-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 now for UDA. Same lineup in there for the Trojans in the backfield. And it'll be Jim Savage again. This time he's trying to pick his way up the middle, but he kind of slipped down there that time before he could get it going very much. So nothing doing on that play. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Train coming by. I wonder if you can tell. Well, maybe not. The whistle was just blowing, but anyway. 2nd down and a long 9, just about 10. Lucas in motion. Pitch over this way for Savage. Watch Nick Huffman with the block. Nick in the run in front of him here, but Jim can't quite catch up to him, and now he gets thrown out of bounds over here at the bench. And the referee looking at Jim Savage. What the heck's he looking at him for? Anyway, Nice gain on the play by Jim again. This time picking up 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4. About at the 40-yard line, as you can see there. We'll say it is touching the 40-yard line. 3rd down, and actually about 3. 3rd down, about 3. Motion again over this way. This time it's Laudenschlager, and this time I think the Trojans are going to get a free one, but we'll see. They'll probably call illegal motion on UD. We'll see. They did get a break that time as they called the offsides on the Beavers, and so UD with a 1st down now. Faust looking to throw one, dumps one on a screen over there for Lucas, and Lucas is hit after a gain of only a yard. Jared that time could not get loose after the pass was made, and once again just maybe a little bit too much time that way, as by the time the pass got over there to Jared, the Beavers had smelled that one out. You know how Beavers can smell. Beavers do smell, actually, you know. Don't they, Ray? Yeah. Beavers, yeah, they smell a little. You ever smelled a beaver? Anyway, here we go on a 2nd down and 9. The ball at the 46-yard line now of UDA on a 2nd and 9. Again, Laudenschlager in motion, this time to the left side. And the pitch is back over here for Savage, and Jimmy up the middle with it. And he runs into about 3 Beavers as there was no protection there for Jim. So 3 of them, in fact 4 of them, converged on him there. And 63 hopping up there. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd.
Okay, Trojans looking at a 3rd and 8. So we need this one for sure. 3rd and 8. This time Lucas will go in motion over the left side. Screen swung out here for number 18, Bo Hassinger. But not much on that one, maybe 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 6. So the Trojans are going to have to punt the ball away. Got 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and the clock is moving here, remaining in the 3rd period. So the Trojans will have to punt. 4th and 5, looking at UD. And again, Hassinger in there to, or Henninger rather, in there to punt the ball away for UD. Good snap. And a nice punt this time. Driving it back over here. Oh, and he's going to let it roll. I think. Will it get in the end zone? No. It's going to go down to the 3-yard line where it's going to be downed as the Trojans, with good coverage that time, have the Beavers deep in their own territory with 2:07 left here in the 3rd period. It'll be 1st and 10, Lebanon Catholic at their own 3-yard line. Wow. Going to play here. There's a personal foul called against Lebanon Catholic. So if that's a half the distance, it'll take them back to the 1.5-yard line. That's where it's going to go, back to the 1.5. And so they'll start out there. Personal foul against the Beavers. So Trojans got it where they want them now, back on their own 1.5-yard line. So if we can keep them back there now, we ought to be able to
from their own 2-yard
get some good field position. We can get this ball back. You know, Lebanon Catholic's only score came on the blocked fumble, or the blocked punt return. And that's been it for Lebanon Catholic. They really haven't even threatened since that time. Some long counts now. Handoff coming up the middle with it for, well, out to the 5-yard line. Gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play. Kinchin there leaning in on him. Bueller, who's getting up off the pile? That's that Nick Huffman. They're playing a tough ball game inside there now. We got to keep Nick cool in there. Don't want any dumb penalties here now. They drove the ball out to the 5-yard line, gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Pick up a 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Minute and a half left here in the 3rd period. Oh, let's see if we can stop them here now. Hold them. No big plays. Quarterback still has it. No, he don't. Up the middle with it comes one of the Eckenroth boys, I think it was. No, that's that Zach Simone. Carried it out to the 8-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down now and 3. Pretty much a 3rd and 3. Oh, we definitely got to hold them right here. And time called to stop the clock for whatever reason. Now they started again. Okay. A big 3rd and 3 now for the Beavers. Quarterback has it. Coyle rolling right, dumps one over on the side. It is incomplete. And by gosh, that should give the Trojans the ball back. Now, I don't think the Beavers will go for it down here. But a 3rd and 3 from the 8-yard line. Or around the 10-yard line. So by gosh, if the Trojans contain themselves now, don't get themselves in any silly penalties, they should get the ball in excellent field position as Motter and Savage go back to receive this punt. Now, no offsides or nothing like that. Let's be cool here, fellas. Okay, good snap, good punt. Not very high, not very far, not very deep at all. Going to hit down here and go out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So the Trojans, with no run back, will put it in play, 1st and 10 on the Beaver 42-yard line with just 20.5 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Okay, the Trojans with 20.5 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Time for a play, and then we'll go the other direction. But let's see if we can't get on the board this time now, fellas. Come on. Comes Laudenschlager over the near side again. Pitch over there for Savage. Savage going to try the left side. Jim looks to cut it upfield, and, well, he's got a couple to the 42. Or 38, rather, I beg your pardon. So that would be a gain of 3 or so as the buzzer sounds to end the 3rd period. So it'll be a 2nd and 7 when we come back here now. The score at the end of 3. Believe it or not, it's still a 1-point margin. 7-6, Lebanon Catholic by 1 with 12 minutes to play. UD has the ball. Trojans heading south now here at the ballpark from the 39-yard line on a 2nd down and 7. Faust hands this one off. Jim Savage picking his way across the 36 to about the, well, let's see. I'm going to give him about 3 on the carry to the 37-yard line, actually. Picked up a pair. It'll be 3rd and 4 or 5. Yeah, about 3rd and 5, I guess. 3rd and 5 for UD. Another big 3rd down play here coming up for UD. The Trojan defense seems to be back, but unfortunately, so does the Beaver defense right now, as both teams struggling to get the offense going. Here's a handoff to Nick, and Nick Huffman drags down close to the 1st down, but maybe a yard or so short. And it'll bring up a 4th down as Nick tried to go in there, and they tried to undress Nick out there. Pulling Tricky Nick's jersey off of him almost. So let's see. They'll spot it. In fact, it's close to a 1st down. He's not a yard short. It's very close. From here, it looks like we might be just a tad short, but it's going to be awful close. So we'll look at it closely here. Okay, here's that all-important measurement, and it is all-importantly short by about the football. Yep. All right. Now, the Beavers were able to go for a 1st down on a couple of tries like that. Let's see if UD can blast one ahead there and pick up a 1st down. It's 4th down and about a foot. Trojans need this one pretty badly. We're in the 4th period, just beginning. They're starting the clock, less than 11 minutes to play. And here's that big 4th and 1. Savage and Huffman in the backfield. Oh, wait a second. That'll give it to us. All right. I think we've got a freebie here, gang. A good call that time. The Trojans held their ground. Faust waiting to see what the heck the call is. It's going to be offsides, and that's a 1st down for UDA as the Beavers jumped, and that'll be 1st and 10 for UDA now at the 28-yard line of the Beavers of Lebanon Catholic. So that was very, very nice for the Beavers to do that. 1st and 10 from the Lebanon Catholic 28. Faust pitches it back here for Savage. Savage cuts it up the middle. Boy, does Jim have some running room now. Look out. Jim could go all the way. He is going to. Great touchdown. Now, do we have a flag anywhere? I don't. Nope. No flag. No flag. So Jim is back. And boy, are we glad to see that. You could see that clearly on TV, could you not? Nice opening that time by those Trojan offensive lines. A 27-yard touchdown run for young Jim. And that makes it a 12-7 ball game. And an extra point try coming up here. Nice run by Jim Savage, and a great hole opened up there by that UDA line. Now let's see if we can get the extra point. The first try was no good. I thought it was okay, but it turned out to be not so hot. So they said we're going to forget the kicking game on this one, and we're going to try to run this one in and pick up 2. Now let's see how we make out here. Faust to throw, looking, fires one, nope, incomplete. So a 2-point conversion fails. And the score, however, with 10 minutes and 27 seconds left here in this ball game, Trojans now have a 12-7 lead, a 5-point lead for the Trojans. Trojans line up for the kick. There's 10 guys on the field. Here comes another fella. All right, Faust jogging on the field. They just about kicked that off with only 10 on the field. Okay, here we go. Now we're ready. And here's the kick. It is going over on the far side of the field, picked up over there by that number 34 rather, and that's a Eckenroth. And he is tackled out at the 30-yard line, where it'll be put in play 1st and 10. And 10 Beavers on their own 30-yard now. They trail by 5. Coyle over the center for the Beavers. He'll hand this one off. Back here comes that Eckenroth, and he is grabbed immediately by that Dave Shell, who had a touchdown called back earlier, and Dave will remember that forever. Okay. A gain of about 2 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 8 now from the 32-yard line for the Beavers. Here's another try outside, and oh, he breaks it loose. Still breaking it loose. Look out. This kid can run, and he is going to give the Beavers the lead back again on one heck of a run by that number 36 of Lebanon Catholic. Well, that was tough there as he came into the line, as you could see. Had a couple of fellas hit him early, but boy, this kid can run. That's that Zach Simone, who you've heard his name tonight. And about a 68-yard run there by Zach Simone of Lebanon Catholic. And the Lebanon Catholic Beavers back on top now, 13-12. And an extra point try coming up here for Lebanon Catholic. So that has temporarily, at best, I hope, stunned the Trojans, who had just regained the lead, or had just taken the lead, and now find themselves behind again. Here's the kick, and is this one any good? It is. So it's 14-12, and UD will get the ball back. We've got 9:35 remaining in this one. Now it's a 2-point lead. Again, Motter and Savage back to receive the kick now, as this game continues to be nip and tuck. Nip just had the lead, now Tuck has it back again. So darn it anyway. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Plenty of time remaining here. The Trojans with the ball. So there's a ball kicked out of bounds on the far side, and that'll draw a flag and an option for UD. Trojans elect to take the ball on the 35-yard line, which is a good place to start for the Trojans. So it'll be Jimmy Savage and the boys going to work again back here and see if we can't come back and regain that lead now. 9 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the ball game. Trojans trailing by 2, 14-12. Huffman and Savage in the backfield. Faust to throw, looking, firing one down the middle. It is complete to Bo Hassinger, and Bo to the 45-yard line. Nice play here by the Trojans that time on a good hit there from Faust to Bo Hassinger. The fellas talking to themselves out here a little bit now. Oh, roughing the passer penalty. That's what it was. It was away from the play and roughing the passer. That'll tack 15. So both of these teams now playing. I don't know if these guys are going to meet again next year. It's still, I think, up in the air a little bit. So they're going to put a 15-yard penalty on here and take the ball all the way down to the 29 or 30-yard line. So the Trojans should make some hay out of this now as they have a 1st and 10 on the Lebanon Catholic 30-yard line. Nice catch there by Hassinger and a good throw by Brian Faust, who was going to take a lick and did after the play. And the Beavers were penalized for it. So here we go now on a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of the Beavers. Pitch over here for Savage. Savage gets a block from Huffman, turns it back upfield. Jimmy Savage cutting down here. Let's see, going to be tossed down after nearly a gain of 10 yards at the 30-yard line. Or the 20-yard line, I beg your pardon. Nice run that time. It's going to be awfully close to a first down. In fact, it is a first down. So another nice run by Jim Savage, picking up 10 or 11 yards. It'll be 1st and 10. Trojans have the ball on the Beaver 20-yard line. Another nice run by Jim. When he gets into that secondary, you just see him looking around, picking a hole, and made some good yardage on that play. 1st and 10. This is Nick Huffman this time, and Nick will drive it ahead for about 2 or 3 yards. Gets a little assist back there.
Number 6, Nicholas
and
Dauphin.
Let's see, Nick picked up about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. At the 17-yard line now of Lebanon Catholic. Savage with it. Up the middle he goes, and he'll drag it down to around the 12. Picking up about 3 more maybe. Bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Keep our eye on the clock. 7 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the ball game. 3rd and 3. Trojans need to drive this one in now and regain that lead. 7:15 remaining and the clock moving. Jim wants to throw. He's looking. Fires one over to the far side. Man is out there. It is going to be incomplete. Intended for Laudenschlager. It looks like he picked up a helmet full of grass that time. But that's going to bring up a 4th down now as Sean was just unable to reach that one. A little overthrown over his head, I guess, a little bit. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 3. Oh, to talk about big plays, this is a big play in this one now, as the Trojans are faced with 4th down and at least 3 yards. So they're going to have to give it probably to Savage and see if he can get 3. And now Faust will call timeout as he looked over the defense, didn't like it. And Brian calls timeout. 7:07 remaining in this one. Trojans on a big 4th down play coming up here. Well, the Trojan timeout is over now, and let's see what kind of a play they come up with here on a 4th down and 3. It's not a short 3 either. It's a legitimate 3. 4th and 3. In motion comes Lucas over the near side. Pitches over here for Savage. Jim trying to turn it upfield, and he is not going to make it. That was a big play for the Beaver defense, and they made it. They came to the 4 on that one, and that'll turn the ball over now to the Beavers with 7 minutes, 1 second remaining. And the ball will be placed out at the 13-yard line, taking over on down. So kind of disappointing for the Trojans, who got that close and then came up just a little bit short. So Trojan defense has got to go back to work now and hold them down here. They will have a chance to get the ball back if they can hold them. I don't believe the Beavers, well, they can't possibly run 7 minutes off without getting a first down. So try to hold them back here, get a fumble, do anything just to get that ball back. Handoff up the middle with it, getting not much, maybe a yard or so as he forces his way out to about the 19-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down, and they're actually out to the 16-yard line. Gain of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Okay, we're looking at a 2nd down and 9 now as the Trojans try to contain them here. Pitch is over this way. Here comes that 34 around this way, and he is going to be knocked down after a gain of maybe 2. Savage coming over there along with 51 of the Trojans. 51.
55, Mike Gustin.
Now, 51 I think it was, but he said Mike Gustin, but I think it was 51. Gained nearly 2 yards on that one. It'll be a 3rd down and 7. This time he looks like he wants to throw. Passes one over the far side, or it's incomplete. Really no one out there shell defending. And that's going to bring up a 4th down play now, so the Trojans will get the ball back. Have 5 minutes and 24 seconds to work with it here when we come back. So see what happens. Hang on to your hat. Again, Savage and Motter back to receive this punt. Punter steps up from his, well, somewhere back around the 5-yard line when he gets this one off. There's a high snap, but he can handle it. Not much of a rush. And the ball comes out here, not too well kicked, but let's see. Oh, takes a good roll. And it's going to be downed out here at the 43-yard line. So the Trojans will put it in play. A nice punt by that young Lebanon Catholic boy. And Trojans are 43, at their own 43 rather, 1st and 10. So we've got 5:11. Now the clock becomes even more critical than it would have been had we scored last time. So let's see what the heck we can do with it. Faust the QB. He will set him up here in that I formation with Savage and Huffman in the backfield. Now the Trojans need to keep it on the ground, grind it out here, don't panic, and, well, he's going to throw. Fires one down here, looped over this way, it's intercepted. And that's why I said maybe keep it on the ground, but that didn't work. And so the stop will be made down here at the 34-yard line, where the Beavers will take it over now, and that changes the complexion of things by a lot. Number 28 picked that one off, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Beavers with exactly 5 minutes remaining here in the football game. Okay, that Trojan defense called again to do their work, and they have played very well tonight. Quarterback keeps it, and he's going to get smacked right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Good hit in there by several Trojans, including that number 68 guy for UD. 2nd and 11, actually lost a yard on the last play, did that Joe Coyle. So let's see what happens on this one. 2nd and 11. Handoff and tripped up after maybe a yard or two. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Eckenroth that time with the carry for the Beavers. And timeout called by UDA, I think. Yep, Trojans call timeout. 4 minutes, 4 seconds left in this one. And the Trojans will have 1 timeout remaining.
Timeout on the field, Upper Dauphin.
Okay, on a 3rd down and 9 now for the Beavers. 4:04 remaining in the ball game. Back to pass goes Coyle. Dumps one off over here for that 32 guy. He starts it upfield. He's knocked down nicely at Jim Savage with a good hit. And it'll bring up a 4th down play, as Bordich does not get much out of that, maybe a yard. And bring up a 4th down. So the Trojans will get the ball back now with 3:40 whatever left here. So we'll see what they do on a 4th and 8. Beavers just taking their time now. The clock is in their favor at the moment. Trojans need to get that ball back. And when they do, they'll have about 3 minutes to play with it anyway, as the Beavers are going to have to go for it. Going to go for it now. And let's see. And hold everything. They may have taken too long. We'll see. To get a delay a game out of that? Yeah, delay a game called against the Beavers. So that'll move them back 5 and make it a 4th down and even more, 4th and 14. So now let's see. Got 3:09 remaining. And that did stop the clock. And I think the clock will remain stopped. It will. 3:09 left here until the play gets off. So that was a break right there for UD, as the Beavers kind of screwed around a little bit too long and got themselves called for a penalty. Now the Beavers look like they'll punt. The Trojans will drop back. Kevin Motter as a single man back to receive this. Wow, good rush. But let's see, he's going to kick it in the end zone. It'll come out as a touchback and be placed in play at the 20-yard line. The Trojans with 3 minutes remaining here in this one, and they'll have 80 yards to go. So the Trojans can do it. I know they can. So let's see if they do. All right, right back with the final spurt for UDA in just a moment. 1st and 10 from the 20 for UDA. Faust at the quarterback spot. Savage and Huffman in the backfield. Flankers out on the far side of the field. Handoff up the middle with it comes Savage. Jimmy Savage bursts ahead for about 8 or just about 9. And he'll bring up a 2nd down and 1. Nice run that time by Jim Savage, who generally always has an opening up the middle there. As that Trojan line opening up some room here for Jim for the most part. And it'll be 2nd down and a long 1. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Back to pass goes QB, and he's going to get the ball, and they're going to throw him. Oh, they're going to say this is a fumble. They're going to say that's a fumble. They're going to say that was a fumble, and yep, well, that did it. I don't know about the officiating on that call. They're going to say that was a fumble. Lebanon Catholic threw him down, and Coach Ayers is irate, and I don't blame him. He would like to have another opinion, but the guy can't. I guess he's not going to ask him for another opinion. And so it'll be 1st and 10 now. So that was just one tough break there for UD. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left in this one. And it's a 14-12 ball game now, as the Trojans have been stung tonight here by the officiating and the Beavers, I think. But that play there, I'm not sure. We'll see. 1st and 10. Coyle hands it off. Up the middle they go with it. This is that big number 99, Billy Eckenroth. And Eckenroth takes exception to something that was done or said in the line, and he'll be restrained by his fellow ball players. And he'll bring up a 2nd down now as timeout's called by Upper Dauphin, I think, and that'll be the final one of the half. Coach Ayers still irate, and I don't blame him a bit.
Timeout on the field.
Well, the Trojans have spent their last timeout, so from here on in, we're going to have to hurry it up for sure. 2nd down and about 6, looking at the Beavers now. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. Long count. Quarterback hands this one off, 26 or 36, whatever it is, dives it ahead. Probably close to the 1st down, if not the 1st down. Awfully close. And they'll spot the ball with 1:50 left. Hassinger making the stop. It'll be 3rd down and about 1 yard. 3rd and 1.
Pick up a 5 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and
3rd and 1. 1:20 left. And he's got the 1. That'll just about do it now. He got 1:10, and Trojans can't stop it. So the Trojans are going to probably lose this first one, and it's going to be a tough loss in view of the fact that there's been some strange plays in this one. 1:04 left, and somebody stopped the clock, and I'm not sure if we have. Oh, they're going to measure. Okay. 1:04 remaining. Trojans trailing by 2. 2 big runs tonight. The one, the blocked punt, that was returned about 68 yards or something like that. It's a 1st down for the Beavers. It looked like it from here. But anyway, and then the second one, the big gain right after the Trojans had taken that 12-7 lead. And then, of course, that number 36 guy coming back and ran it back 68 yards, and that was the ball game up to this point. And with less than a minute to play, it looks like that's where it's going to stand. So we'll see. 1st and 10. And big scramble. Now you can watch for anything to break out of this ball game, because I don't think these two teams really care for each other very much. And it will be 45 seconds left. Trojans have to watch themselves here now. They get themselves a big penalty, which won't matter at all. But, you know, you can't get a free shot in here, even though some of them may elect to take one if they get a chance. But I think the quarterback's just going to kneel on this one, and we'll see as the clock counts down to 20 seconds and then counting. Now he's going to go down on his knee. And that's going to do it now as the series will end with the final score. The Beavers 14, the Upper Dauphin Trojans 12. Well, the Trojans, a very disappointed ball club out here, very frustrated at some of the things that they tried to do tonight that just would not work. And boy, it's just amazing how this game unfolded. The Trojans would appear to be the better of the two ball clubs, but boy, I'll tell you, it was just a struggle from the onset with the miscues and the misplays that were done out here. The Trojans having scored 2 more touchdowns, both being called back. So I'm sure Coach Ayers is a little frustrated, a little angry, and a little everything about this game, because now he has to come out here and tell the kids to settle down and congratulate these Beavers. But the Beavers hung in there tough. They didn't have a spectacular ball game by any means, but a couple of big breaks, and that was all she wrote. So tough ball game to lose, a 2-pointer. But we'll be back next week, and it's a long season, and we'll see what we can do against those vicious Vikings of Williams Valley next Friday night at home. So see you then. Good night from Lebanon and the Lebanon Catholic Beavers with a win tonight, 14-12. See you then.